Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about multi-weapons because did you know you can re-multi-weapon an existing multi-weapon? I actually did not know about this till a couple days ago. Alright, so the very first thing I want to showcase is of course my Ako Katana over here. As you can see, it does have a fix of 5 attack, it's fully augmented with all the pay to win as well as endgame augments, and it's got the ideal EX augments that I want. So when I want to try out a weapon, instead of remaking a weapon and having to re-upgrade and all of that, just multi-weapon said weapon that I want to try out with this katana. That way, you know, it inherits everything that's already inbuilt onto the katana. So as you can see right now, the current multi-weapon is katana with bow, because recently I did make a bow guide and I was like experimenting and messing around with the bow to see whether it was good or not. And so I wanted to see how it would perform with endgame augments. However, something I didn't know until a couple days ago is when we go to multi-weapon and click on your base weapon, you can actually re-multi-weapon an existing multi-weapon. I actually did not know you could do this. So as you can see here, we can actually replace our bow with a rod. However, there are some costs to this. As you can see, it will cost 110 photon quartz. Not big of a deal because I have like literally 10,000 of these. However, something that is more noticeable is of course going to be the Meseta cost, as it does cost 600,000 Meseta in order to multi-weapon, as there is no discounts for this. So I'm just going to multi-weapon this. And now you can see my Ako Katana over here is now multi-weaponed with a rod instead of a bow. So now when I open up my weapon palette over here, I click on my Ako Katana, you can see now I have access to the rod as well as access to all of these different techniques on this weapon, which is super nice. So now I'm sure a lot of people are probably staring at the video going like, okay Kero, so what's the big deal about this? You know, you still have to spend 600,000 and Meseta to multi-weapon and all of that. Well, the main advantage of being able to re-multi-weapon an existing multi-weapon is simply saving you a lot of resources, in the sense that you don't need to remake another weapon. You guys may have remembered from that previous video where I actually multi-weaponed this gunblade with a bow to showcase that, hey, you know, I was gonna make a bow and all of that stuff. It costs a lot of money to actually get a weapon, enhance it all the way to plus 90, get its weapon potential fully unlocked, and re-augment everything. And being able to re-multi-weapon an existing multi-weapon is simply saving you all of those resources. Yes, you do have to pay 600,000 and Meseta, which is quite a bit. However, you are saving yourself the trouble of having to re-augment a weapon, especially if you have a Lars augment already as well as an Addy on your weapon. You know, these augments cost like 10 to 20 million a pop, so you're saving yourself all of that hassle. Paying 600,000 instead of 20 million, I think that's a really good deal. Now, do keep in mind that at the end of the month, we are getting the new Ratty capsules, which will be replacing our Addy capsules. So, you know, that's another thing to also keep in mind.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.